Oye, mira, I'm Zacateco, a decolonial social scientist and film guy. Welcome to Decolonizing Film, the place where nostalgia gets fact-checked. Watch this clip with me, and don't blink.
Hey, Miss Johnson.
Hey. Haven't seen you guys in a week. Thought maybe you got lost on your way to class. Wanted to help you find your way back.
Get on inside. Clean up that pigsty of a room.
Hi. I'm LouAnne Johnson. I'm the boys' teacher.
I know who you are. You that white bread bitch messing with my baby's mind.
I beg your pardon?
My boys don't go to your school no more, and that's gonna be it.
You took them out of school?
You damn right I did. I saw what they were bringing home. Poetry and shit. A waste of time. They got more important things to worry about.
Don't you think that finishing high school will be valuable to their future?
That's not in their future. I ain't raising no doctors and lawyers here. They got bills to pay.
Dangerous Minds turns 30 years, 10 months, and 28 days today.
What?
I enjoyed this movie growing up, and I never really understood why. I think it's mainly because, well, Michelle Pfeiffer and the soundtrack. Rest in peace, Coolio. But it never really made sense because I grew up in Los Angeles, New Jersey, and New York in the 90s. Were there struggling schools? Of course. Were there kids dealing with poverty, family pressure, racism, policing, and trauma? Absolutely. But what Dangerous Minds ended up showing us was racial fantasy, portraying Black, brown, and Asian youth as chaos. Looking back now, this film was absolutely problematic. Let's talk about it. Before we dive in, you have to understand the work that I do. Decolonization isn't about going back to a pre-colonial era. It's about identifying and understanding that we've inherited a colonial system. And this colonial system indoctrinates and implicitly conditions us to see the world through a colonial lens, to see each other through colonial bias. If you were a child of the 80s and 90s, especially during the Reagan and Bush era, then you need to understand that you were implicitly conditioned into anti-Blackness every single day. And it wasn't just through what people were telling you openly. It was the language that the news repeated. It's what the movies made normal in Hollywood, through which neighborhoods were shown as dangerous to you every single night in nightly news. What the media never explained to you was why the conditions of poverty existed in America in the first place, especially in Black and brown communities. Dangerous Minds came out in 1995, 3 years after the Los Angeles uprising, and 1 year after the 1994 United States Crime Bill. We can't also forget that for all of 1995, America was glued to their television sets watching the O.J. Simpson trial. A Black man accused of domestic violence and then murder, a celebrity, running away from the cops in his Bronco, unveiling the anti-Blackness within the Los Angeles Police Department with Mark Furman, and media coverage, framing public reaction through racial divide, with Black and white audiences reading the trial and reacting to this trial with different histories of policing and justice. So when Dangerous Minds comes out, it's not landing with a neutral America. Because by the time you were watching this film, you were already watching it with preconceived notions about Black America. This scene hits the hardest because you're watching a Black mother, played by Beatrice Wind, taking her sons out of school so they can work and pay bills instead of quote-unquote sitting in a classroom learning poetry. The movie wants us to look at her like she's the problem. Pero mira, that is anti-Black propaganda. Because the real question isn't, why doesn't this Black mother value education? The real question is, what kind of racial capitalist system forces Black children to become economic support before they're allowed to be children? What kind of country steals wealth from Black communities for generations, abandons their schools, over-polices their neighborhoods, criminalizes their children, underpays their labor, then has the audacity to frame a Black mother as deficient because she's trying to keep the lights on? This is the colonial violence of this scene. The movie doesn't ask what Mary Benton has survived. Instead, the movie makes her small. It makes her cold. It makes her anti-education. It makes her the obstacle. And then Michelle Pfeiffer walks in as LouAnne Johnson, the white teacher carrying concern like moral authority. On the surface, she's fighting for the boys. But look at the structure. LouAnne gets to represent imagination, possibility, education, poetry, softness, and the future. Mary Benton, the Black mother, gets framed as survival, limitation, ignorance, and obstruction. That is not neutral writing. That is racial empire logic. This movie obeyed Hollywood's rule that black pain becomes meaningful only when whiteness learns a lesson from it, and when whiteness can position itself as the force that fixes black, brown, and Asian communities while hiding the systems that harmed them in the first place. Mira, I can go on and on with this movie using tons of examples, but I think you get the gist. Part of doing this decolonizing work, which all of you can do, is just decolonizing our minds, taking a step back, taking a look into our past, and look at all of the systems that indoctrinated us into anti-blackness, into our xenophobia, into our homophobia, into all of the isms that we've carried for generations. And then simply understand that we have the ability to do better because we're learning better. If you enjoy this content, be sure to hit that follow button or the subscribe button, no matter where you find this. Send this video to a friend so we can spoil the movie for them too. And drop your favorite movie in the comments and let me know what were your favorite movies growing up so we can decolonize them together.